The missing 14-year-old boy, who was last seen with slain teenager Carl Arnaiz, was found dead with 30 stab wounds in Gapan, Nueva Ecija. Reynaldo de Guzman's body was found in a creek in Barangay San Roque in Gapan City. The parents of the boy identified de Guzman in a morgue in Gapan Wednesday. De Guzman's corpse was not yet in a state of decomposition when it was found in the creek. De Guzman was last seen with Arnaiz, the 19-year-old who was killed by policemen in an alleged shootout in Navotas. Follow Rappler.com for continuing updates. The Commission on Appointments on Wednesday rejects Rafael Mariano as Agrarian Reform Secretary. Senate Majority Leader Tito Soto says 13 CA members voted against the confirmation of Mariano. Mariano is the fourth member of the Duterte cabinet to be rejected by the CA after former Foreign Secretary Perfecto Yasay Jr., former Environment Secretary Gina Lopez, and former Social Welfare Secretary Judy Taguiwalo. Like Taguiwalo, Mariano was a nominee of the National Democratic Front. He says the interests of big landlords and oligarchs prevailed with his rejection. He says, quote, "The day will come when the interests of our farmers and the marginalized sectors of our society will also prevail." During the confirmation hearings, Mariano addressed accusations he favored certain farmers' groups and supported their illegal acts. Mariano denied any personal involvement in incidents involving these groups. Vice President Leni Robredo says the Marcoses must first admit their sins before discussions on granting them immunity can begin. This after President Rodrigo Duterte said that if he were the Marcoses, he would only return ill-gotten wealth to the government in exchange for immunity.
Yung sa akin kasi, bago pag-usapan yung immunity, dapat may pag-amin muna ng kasalanan. Mahirap magpatawad sa isang tao na hindi naman inaamin yung kasalanan.
Duterte earlier said he accepts the explanation of the Marcoses that they were only hiding the money temporarily to protect the economy after martial law ended in 1981. Robredo says the Marcoses may end up escaping punishment over their ill-gotten wealth if they are granted immunity. Defense Secretary Delfin Lorenzana says the government junked a new offer from former Marawi City Mayor Omar Solitario to negotiate the release of hostages trapped in the war zone in exchange for the safe passage of terrorists. Solitario earlier said it was the best way to end the war, an argument that did not sit well with the military. Lorenzana says the proposal was too late because the military was looking at ending the war before October. Armed Forces Chief Eduardo Año told Lorenzana that Solitario couldn't be trusted. Año in a text message to Lorenzana says, quote, "Any negotiation will just prolong the conflict and resurrect the enemy somewhere else. Let's not be sweet-talked by Solitario, who is just trying to save his neck." Up to 10,000 Filipinos face possible deportation from the United States after President Donald Trump ended an Obama-era amnesty for young immigrants. The amnesty, called the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals or DACA, was meant to protect from deportation 800,000 people brought to the U.S. illegally as minors. Philippine Foreign Secretary Alan Cayetano says, quote, "Those affected should prepare for the worst." The DFA says it will assist Filipinos who may end up getting deported as a result of Washington's decision.